When most billionaires make headlines, it's for their flashy yachts, palaces in Dubai, or gold-plated toys. But Toto Wolff, the man steering Mercedes to Formula One domination, doesn't play that game. He's worth over $1.8 billion. Yet the way he spends it will flip everything you think you know about wealth. Because Wolff isn't just rich, he's strategically rich. And when you see where his billions actually go, you'll realize the real flex isn't showing off. It's building something no one else dares to. Every empire has a beginning, and Toto Wolff's story is nothing like the billionaire stereotype. His wealth wasn't handed to him. It was engineered from adversity. To understand Wolff's spending habits, you need to know how he built his empire. Unlike the typical billionaire born into old money, Wolff started small. He was a racer himself, grinding through motorsport until a tragic crash pushed him out of the driver's seat. But that setback became his greatest advantage. He swapped adrenaline for strategy. Wolff's fortune was never about luck. It was about foresight, resilience, and the courage to pivot when most people would quit. Instead of chasing speed on the track, he chased opportunities off it. He invested early in tech companies, motorsport ventures, and startups no one was paying attention to. Then came the crown jewel, buying into the Mercedes Formula One team. Owning 30% of the most dominant team in modern F1 didn't just make him wealthy, it made him one of the most powerful figures in global motorsport. In fact, Wolff was once nicknamed the investor racer because of how seamlessly he shifted from track to boardroom, a move very few in motorsport history have pulled off. What makes Wolff's empire fascinating is how diverse it is. He's held stakes in companies like HWA AG, which develops high-performance cars, and even invested in cutting-edge healthcare startups. This isn't random. Every investment ties back to industries of speed, innovation, and human performance. It's less about spreading wealth everywhere and more about reinforcing an ecosystem that keeps feeding his influence and his fortune. But here's where things get interesting. Most billionaires, once they hit that level, splurge. They go on shopping sprees for status symbols. Wolff, he had a completely different playbook. Luxury isn't just about possession, it's about intention. And Wolff's lifestyle proves that even in wealth, strategy comes first. Of course, Toto Wolff owns luxury properties, a penthouse in Monaco, a lakeside estate in Switzerland, and homes in Austria. But unlike the mega mansions that scream excess, his properties are strategically placed. Monaco isn't just about glamour, it's the tax and networking capital of Europe. Switzerland offers both financial privacy and a hub for global elites. Austria ties him to his roots and keeps him connected to local industries. Every asset Wolff owns serves a dual purpose, lifestyle and leverage. And when it comes to cars, sure, Wolff has access to some of the most exclusive Mercedes machines on Earth. But unlike billionaires who buy 30 sports cars just to park them in a garage, Wolff's collection is practical, aligned with his brand and tied directly to his work with Mercedes. Each car tells a story of partnership, performance, and purpose. He's even known for driving test models himself, giving direct feedback to engineers, a billionaire actually behind the wheel, not just sitting in the back seat. What's even more surprising is Wolff's restraint in personal spending. Colleagues often note that he dresses simply, sometimes wearing the same watch or suit for years. For a billionaire in the glamorous world of Formula One, this understatement is shocking. But it's deliberate. His brand is authority and credibility, not flamboyance. His real luxury is freedom, the ability to live where he wants, work how he wants, and influence industries without needing validation through shiny objects. But here's the twist. For Wolff, real wealth isn't parked in a garage or tied up in square footage. It's hidden in the kinds of investments most people will never even see. If wealth is a game, Toto Wolff plays it at a level most people can't even imagine. His fortune isn't just held, it's multiplied. Wolff doesn't throw money around for quick dopamine hits. He builds long-term power. Beyond Formula One, he's quietly invested in technology startups, renewable energy companies, and even other sports teams. While other billionaires show off their watch collections, Wolff stacks ownership stakes that generate cash flow for decades. Wolff's wealth isn't flashy. It's functional, compounding, and designed to outlast trends. He's known for focusing on passive income, assets that work for him whether he's on the track or not. This is how billionaires stay billionaires. They don't just buy things that lose value, they acquire pieces of industries that multiply wealth. One of his early tech bets grew so fast it reportedly returned him over 30 times his investment, proof that his instincts go far beyond the racetrack. What sets Wolff apart is his patience. Unlike investors who flip companies for fast profit, he often holds for years, sometimes decades. This is the mindset of generational wealth, thinking not about the next quarter, but the next quarter century. It's the same strategy used by dynasties that outlive markets, industries, and even political systems. And this is where Toto separates himself from the so-called rich. He's not just buying toys, like he's building a fortress of wealth. But his real power doesn't come from money at all, and it comes from influence. In the world of billionaires, money talks, actually, but influence whispers, and that's where Wolff truly excels. Money gets you into the room, influence keeps you there. And Toto Wolff understands this better than anyone. His true spending power isn't on cars or jets. It's on cultivating alliances that money alone can't buy. Relationships are Wolff's ultimate currency. He's embedded in the most elite circles of global motorsport, rubbing shoulders with CEOs, politicians, and royalty. Even his marriage to Susie Wolff, a trailblazer in motorsport herself, is a partnership that amplifies his influence. Together, they form a power couple shaping the future of racing. In fact, insiders say that major F1 decisions often come down to private conversations Wolff has off-camera, long before they hit the headlines. What makes Wolff's influence remarkable is that it extends beyond F1. He sits on advisory boards, mentors entrepreneurs, and is often sought out by leaders in industries far outside racing. His ability to combine business insight with competitive instinct makes him a rare kind of advisor, one whose opinion can quietly shift billion-dollar strategies. But there's still one mystery left. If Wolff isn't spending his billions like the usual elite, what's the one thing he does pour money into? The thing almost no other billionaire dares to? Here's the part that separates Wolff from every other billionaire you've seen. His biggest investment isn't in luxury, it's in legacy. The answer? Legacy. While other billionaires burn fortunes on vanity projects, Wolff reinvests his billions back into Formula One innovation. He bankrolls cutting-edge technology, from hybrid engines to next-gen electric systems, not because they're trendy, but because they'll define the future of mobility. Wolff doesn't consume wealth, he reinvents it into progress. He doesn't just buy the future, he builds it. Every dollar spent on research and development strengthens not just Mercedes, but his own empire. It's the opposite of wasteful spending. It's multiplying power while leaving a permanent mark on the sport. Some of Mercedes' hybrid breakthroughs have even trickled into consumer cars, meaning Wolff's vision impacts not just racing, but the way millions of people drive worldwide. And Wolff isn't just funding today's technology. He's pushing for the future of racing itself. He's a vocal supporter of sustainability in motorsport, believing that Formula One can be a test bed for green innovation. Imagine this, the hybrid or electric systems in tomorrow's family car may exist because Wolff poured his fortune into making them competitive on the racetrack first. And that's why, in a world obsessed with showing off wealth, Wolff's biggest flex is invisible to most people. At the end of the day, true wealth is measured not by what you own, but by what you build. Toto Wolff proves that true wealth isn't about collecting toys, it's about creating impact. He shows us the difference between being rich and being truly wealthy, because wealth isn't what you show the world, it's what you build when no one's watching. Wolff's fortune is a masterclass in strategy, wealth as a tool, not a trophy. And if you think Wolff's empire is impressive, wait until you see how other billionaires are rewriting the rules of money. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Some say Wolff might go down in history as not just a racing executive, but one of the most visionary investors of his generation.